Take a breath. Feel your heart. What is it expecting from you? Does your heart expect anything from you? Or is that just your mind? So it's Free Yourself Friday, and I wanted to talk to you about freeing yourself from expectations. Except Spirit is making me do it first. And I wasn't expecting that. So what expectations are you having right now? Sometimes we only know when we're not meeting them or they're not being met. And then we feel disappointed, annoyed, agitated. I was expecting my body to work today. I was expecting to be able to go for a walk with my dog. Then I was expecting to enjoy my walk with my dog. I was not expecting my knee to go out. And that really made it difficult for me to walk and to do some of the things that I wanted to do today. Some of them I did anyway, but it really put a cramp in my expectations for myself for the day. I was expecting my phone battery not to die when I was doing this video, and I was expecting not to be interrupted when I did this video. And all of these things happened and made me feel upset, and I'm seeing a light. It's pretty. Okay. What if we could be aware of our expectations and set intentions, but let go of our expectations? And ask Spirit what it wants to show us today, or what it wants us to experience, or needs us to experience in order for us to let go and meet the present moment. Here, I'm even expecting myself to know what I want to say in this video. And as I was writing down my thoughts, I realized I don't know what I want to say in this video. I expect myself to be a good mom. I expect myself to know how to be a good mom and to be there for my son and to know how to handle this situation, this divorce and this co-parenting, this situation that I've never been in before and I don't know how to handle. Because I meet with different situations every day. And when I don't meet my expectations, I feel disappointed in myself and upset at myself. Expectations take the fun and the learning out of life. I need a new attitude, I realized. Every day is going to be different. I can't expect it to be the same, so I can't expect myself to have all the right answers and to be perfect. Because I've never been in this moment before, but I really want to meet it with everything that I have. And in order to do that, I have to let go of these expectations. I'm expecting there not to be a light in the middle of my video. I was expecting to be sitting at the table. Maybe all we can do is just be aware of our expectations, and then that will help us to let them go. We're going to have them, but if we can be aware of them, we can let them go. So we even carry these expectations in our body. So today when my knee was going out on me, I had to just sit down and ice it. I go to the chiropractor, and that's what he's always telling me. Ice your knee. It's swollen. This time it's my other knee. Usually it's my left knee. This time it's my right knee. And actually both of them are swollen. And so I sat down and I iced my knees. And I was disappointed that I wasn't able to take my dog for a walk. I did take her after I iced my knee, but it wasn't as long as I wanted it to be. So then I sat down after my walk and I iced my knees again, and I found this emotion coming up in me, in my heart, this hurt, this pain. And it was this memory of 2 years ago, around the same time, being in a lot of pain, my back and my knee hurting, and not knowing why, being really scared, and being met with, basically being abandoned in my pain by the people that I cared about and that cared about me the most. And that was a familiar pattern. That's how I grew up. My mother was unable to see or be around anybody in pain or with any kind of weakness. That was her own fear and her own trauma that made her react that way. But it also caused me to abandon myself when I was in pain. And so sitting with myself and icing my knee, what was coming up in me was all of this pain that I had been carrying. And I was now finally sitting with it. And so it was releasing. It was coming up and I was in tears. And then I asked myself, what else would I want to meet this pain? What did this pain need in order to be cared for? And the answer that I received was the ice, that's good, and resting it, and also care and kindness from other people. And right at that time, my boyfriend sent me a text, and I told him what was going on, and I could feel his care and his concern, and he said to me, well, I'm coming home soon. Do you want anything or do you need anything? Can I get you something? And I said, no, I'm good. And he came home and he was very caring. He watched me, made sure I was okay, asked me to sit down and rest it, but was very tuned into me. And so by loving and caring for myself, I'm also attracting other people who love and care for myself. But I wouldn't have known that because all of my expectations were that when I'm in pain, I need to abandon myself and I'm going to be abandoned by other people. So I was not surprised when my family, a couple of years ago, and the people that care about me were not around for me and were kind of like dismissive of my pain, dismissive and even kind of verbally abusive, some of them. But that was not a surprise to me because that was normal. That was what I expected. It was only when I shared it with other people and they were kind of horrified about the responses that I was getting that I was like, is that not normal? So we don't even realize how our expectations influence us and create these feedback loops for us of what we feel is normal, and we expect it, and so then we do the same thing and then we get the same results. But for me, that all changed when I realized that I couldn't keep abandoning myself in pain, and I had to address it in some way because my body was breaking down. So I had gone to like a series of doctors before I finally found a chiropractor who put everything together and helped me understand what was going on in my body and helped me take care of myself. So it showed me that I could take care of myself and I could be there for myself, and treated me with so much kindness and compassion and care. And that taught me that I could do that. I could do that for myself. And now I'm experiencing it from the people that are close to me. So we don't even realize how we carry these expectations in our body. But if we sit with ourselves, we can allow them to come up. And we can meet each moment. Letting go of all expectations and really experiencing the learning. So if I hadn't done that, if I hadn't sat down and iced my knee, I wouldn't have realized all of that pain that was inside of me from that experience. And I wouldn't have been able to meet it and I think let it go. So when I was feeling the knee pain, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I asked myself. And I looked for my Louise Hay book, like what's happening when your knees are not working, when your knees are in pain. And it said something about forgiveness, compassion, flexibility. And I'm like, but I'm doing all those things. I don't understand. And that's when the pain in my heart started coming up. And I wasn't even realizing that that's what I experienced 2 years ago was still in my body. That pain was still in my body. And I needed to be able to meet it and let it go and really forgive. It's not even forgiveness though. It's just letting go of what we think things are supposed to be, how we think things are supposed to be, and really allowing ourselves to take each moment for what it is, and let each moment be new and different, and let it teach us, let it help us release, let it heal us. See, I didn't know I was going to say all that or feel all that, but it was such a gift. I think that's all I have to say for now on expectations, but I would love to hear your experience when you try to free yourself from expectations. So share with me.